Hey everybody, it's Q here. Welcome to my channel if you found it. I'm gonna do a reading for, hell, I'll be honest, my antagonistic splinter in my foot. It's a glass one too, so it's just always there until like enough skin absorbs around it. Bless their hearts, it's cute. I had the thought of like, I wonder how much time they spend cahooting and scheming as I stare at the Burger King. Normally when I'm not looking at this card with this energy field, I don't see like much negative. I rarely see this card as like the Burger King as it is, but all I can see right now is the dude just can only stare at his wand and hold his wand. That's the only thing that's important. Yeah, oh, confirmation. As my AC comes on. Keeping at least, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wishes out there, If one falls through, you just go to the next. Some foxes pay attention, some don't. And all the I never noticed that. The faces in the trees. The ones that just have turned stiff towards the manipulation. That wand's got a little gnarly though. There's something growing on it too. Oh, be nice. Fuck that. Being nice gets you nowhere, but just more abuse. So you know what? Fuck it. That was like my last reply or response or method of approach. The last time the no contact was broken, as they just like literally will start sending emails. Oh, help me, help me. My world's caving in and it's all your fault. So you gotta help me, and I'm gonna treat you like shit as you do. I mean, I guess so. I don't know. I wonder how long they've noticed that hasn't really bothered me. I just like watching them be what they are. It gives me information so I can help others. Had the last thought, I was like, you know what? I literally, because they're so like cookie cutter and like straight from a book. Again, 178 pages of just like, this is what they are and that's all they can be. You could literally program an app and just put in like a couple bits of information, and the app could just like auto reply and respond to them, so they just think that they're like getting their narcissistic feed off of you and you're just off at the beach having fun with some real people, or at least narcissism light. They done pissed the divine off today. This is it, pissed. It's just okay, I guess I'll play my role and walk away from that shit. 8 cups. I like that. That's funny. I'm gonna take this 1 cup and I'm gonna dangle it. Yeah, what is... I never noticed that she's being a lantern fish. She has like the little lantern thing. So she's gonna go take that cup and abuse her abuser. That's funny. But there's the sad part. You see the poor little soul inside of them that's been cut down to smithereens and just a small little smoldering cinder. I'm thinking of Howl's Moving Castle and how the demon just got smaller and smaller and was terrified of flickering out. Needed constant fuel to have something to burn. I don't know, he moved through time and space, so that's a pretty cool trade-off. Food and... I don't know. Good show. Oh, interesting. This little bubble that's right behind the ring looks like the man in the moon. Standing on the full moon, manifesting your wish out into the nether, hoping that another one like this one will show. You gotta start from scrap and build yourself up again to attract something like that. I was real love, real patient, real temperate, and really honest. That's what scares them all away. And while I'll be alone until I actually meet a real person. Because, well, I demand real. Sniff a lie that's not, whatever. I'll continue playing the act and playing the role, and that's fine. Because, again, I've gathered quite a bit of information. So, I've learned about the underworld. By just being a tough bitch. Manipulating the manipulators. Accuse me of it. Okay. I've gathered a lot of information. I'll run circles around the whole very fabric of your being, sir. The little narcissistic little demon inside of you is going to be like, wow, that's good. I should take notes. In fact, actually, I know they have because they've used the tactic on me. And I'm just like, you know I gave that to you, right? I don't know. I guess I'm bad like that. But if you're going to do something, do it good. And, well, hi, my name's Q and I got OCPD. I'm a good student. Oh, thieving and cahooting and avoiding the truth. Oh shit, I got several lifetimes of being a master at that. Let me show you one or two. I'm just gonna worship this sword while I'm what are they called? Facsimile? Ego puppet? I don't know why my meat sack enacts the role that you need to. My real self is just going to, radiate out truth and love. To all those that don't appreciate that, though, is only going to see the cahoot in a little meat sock. I gotta do what I gotta do. Have you ever just, looked up? One cannot fly looking down. So, stick with the crows and I'll look to the swans. They could be magpies, though. It only cost you everything. That's the sad part, too. They can't put down the defense mechanism to be honest with themselves. Because I've never given him exactly what they wanted. That supply, that whatever. I've always just been really honest, into which they get mad at me and run away and then come back and try again. Why? I was the first person to ever do that to them. Because I was real. So, thanks for all the information and lessons. I imagine it's a common phenomenon. Anybody going through this. Again, we all have a narcissistic core. It's how we freaking got here. It's a part of our brain evolution. However, at the end of the evolution, and moving into the etheric energy, we got a prefrontal cortex, which facilitated the ability to not be an animal stuck in survival. Narcissist. And do for others for the sake and elation of it. It feels good to be there for other people without any want or desire for anything in return, just as being in that's what it is. You recognize that they are you, and if I was them, I would want them to do that. It's just literally golden rule, people. Golden rule would solve all this narcissistic crap. Do unto others as you would like to have done unto you. Yet, when it's done unto them, they just they're worse than anybody's probably ever responded to it. Hell, even what is it called? The one they like to feed on the most. It's that disorder. It's not bipolar, it's the hardcore version of it. I don't know, it's in cluster B, I can't think of it. But yeah, what did it cost you? Everything. So you just keep that crown. And if you remember in this deck, where did that crown go to? The devil. It's the devilish side of themselves, that they're just protecting their heart, not playing with it. Which leads to 5 cups. Just knocked into the water to return to the sea of chaos where everybody went. That's okay, I'll just dip my bowl right back in the water and catch another fish and see what I can juice out of them. Bless their hearts to never know true happiness, because they'll always just sabotage it. Because deep in their psyche, for whatever reason that programs them to be like that, programs them to think that they're not worthy of it, no matter what you do. And when they start to believe it, they'll do something to make it, they start testing. And a test that's premeditated isn't being real. That's manipulation, if one didn't know. 1055. Even this deck knows about it. Look, there's a lion unicorn there. Rare, magical, wonderful being. But it's been red flagged. And I've gotten enough of these red flags to make a freaking scarf. So, well, the ride was fun. The passion's always fun, shit. I don't love you, I just love the bomb. And love bombs. Shit, I could use a love bomb right now. Is that bad of me? Should I just start, like, manipulating the manipulators? It's just so old hat. That's the thing, it's just so old hat. We would have never had civilization if one of us wasn't willing to, be like, how about we do it for the group and the collective? And then, for whatever reason, probably to, get on the good side and get narcissistic feed, we tried it. But then it showed up on the bottom line as being beneficial. And so civilization was born. Hey, why don't we all just do what we're best at and pull our resources together? Create safety for everybody by working together. I don't know. That's okay. They'll figure it out eventually. That lion looks tired. Can't hold up the facade anymore. But there's a path. 2 paths. One's important. One's old hat. It's the new world. One's classically shown as the world in the hand, and then the old in the other. Lay it to rest, as in this depiction of the 3 wands looking towards the horizon. The 2 old wands are laid to rest, and one passionately goes for what is actually important. Look how it glows, as bright as the sun. Leo energy. Leo energy. Leo energy. That's okay. It manifests in all things. I've encountered the Cancer in one. He was good at manipulating me, I will say, though. Because he's a Cancer. Just sucked, though. He sold himself short. He could have got way more. He just got a TV. Me, I got rid of a TV that I didn't use and found out really quickly and didn't get rang through the ringer. I just wanted a friend. Appreciate that. This Ace of Cups, as Steve's pointing out, has become stagnant. And when water is still, it becomes toxic. So yes, the chalice of life was present for this individual and this relationship and this connection, and probably has been for all my other, fuck it, N-word, I'm using the N-word, narcissistic partners. Screw antagonistic. Those are my safe words so I can say out in public so I don't trigger them as hard. I don't get triggered when it's said. I'm guilty of these things. Not many of them in this lifetime. And when is, very light and mild, Because again, we all have a narcissistic core. It's a trait and a tool that is within our arsenal. Isn't what I am. These people will literally put themselves in a meat grinder in order to not cooperate, be cordial. And the fucked up thing is it's literally based off of all illusions and misinterpretations. Even though they've been clarified, and if one just reflects on it, they'd be like, oh yeah. But the thing is if they oh yeah that, it destroys all their illusions. Which is the downside of lies and illusions. A single swing of the sword of truth, a word, language, expression that's actually true. That happened. We were to have some CCTV throughout everywhere and everybody's just like accountable that way. Like our Congress. And that's what held it up, honestly. That's a side tangent. Yes, that was a great idea, but not with the structure that we have. Now they just get on TV and fake. It's just like acting. Always acting. And so what was actually genuine is now become toxic. Sad. So, dump it out. Fill it back up. Stir it. And go out there and keep trying. Because energy and love is infinite. But now we know how to recognize it. Right? If you don't know how, I suggest squeezing in a no somewhere. A boundary. A no or a boundary. And a no is a boundary. They will violate it just to prove a point. They didn't even want to, but they'll violate it. They always show their stripes when you say no. Now, luckily, I've experienced, instead of having an attachment to these ones that come up, the no just makes them rage out. I point out what's going on. I tell them what page they're doing, and then I tell them what page I'm anticipating. And as they do it, I go, yep, there it is. Look, I even texted it out and had it ready. Look, did you see my fingers move while you were saying what you're saying? No? Look, showing the phone. Yep, see, that's exactly what you're gonna do. So, should we just go ahead and skip to the 178th page where we just go no contact? Because that's the only answer. And those that you can't no contact, you just had a gray rock. And it sucks. Because you can't share anything other than what's important to them. Me, for like other things, I just kind of look at it as, well, I got a notepad. Maybe if they respond or not. But the silly thing is they literally weaponize and use anything you type against you. Say against you. Do against you. They'll find some way. And if you didn't select them at all, they'll fabricate one just so they can justify being the little shit that they are. Enjoy that happy life. It's on a 6 to 8th month roller coaster. Up and down, up and down, up and down. The aging narcissist. What was it that they said that dude was 72 and still acting like a player? I mean, bless his heart. That's fucking commitment. Some people just can't change. It's just so traumatic. And our mental health system has just crumbled and failed us. All we do is medicate people instead of actually helping people. And if I reflect upon it, that's actually what got me crucified with him first. He was so happy to work it out. But then his narcissistic core kicked in, threw up his defense wall, and began to crucify me for pointing out the truth that made it get less. The narcissistic core, his ego, was threatened. I threatened the house of cards that he had built up. And that's what I do with all of them. Since I was able to remember. The little truth sayer. They got so suppressed and scared to speak because every time I did it was truth. And, well, as you know, no one likes truth and they attack it, demonize it, crucified, chop your head off, put you on a platter. So my extroverted self that I didn't come to know until 35, around in there. Always thought I was introverted, because, well, I got punished for not being. Just keep it to yourself. Go sit in the corner. Yep. But I was made for this. Fucking immortal to their attacks. And immune. And I'll play the role. And don't get me wrong, sometimes it hurts. It does. And I say thank you, human, for enduring. It's for good work. Correlated with about the same time I was experiencing my stuff, the world kind of just all said, yeah, no more. And it's growing and growing and growing. Supported the M field, morphogenetic field, of saying no more. Or at least evolve. Get a new trick. My God. But why grow or change when you just move on to the next person instead of confronting the very thing that destroys you every day? I don't know. Snake eating its own tail. It's just been history throughout all time. And there will always be. The thing is that the percentage will shift and get different and different, especially when being this antagonistic, narcissistic nastiness is going to literally start costing them why they do it. They do it for survival. And being like that is going to be the antithesis to one's survival, as I've been interacting with them. And I've been having, I guess, flying monkeys, ops, whatever you want to call them, play the role of the narcissistically abused. And as I take them for face value, I don't trust them, but yeah, sure, this is what's coming out of your mouth. I can just blatantly say that it's a lie. I'm intuitive. I just was literally glaring. I just fish out more information until they just eventually break under the pressure of truth and show their true stripes. Usually just takes a no. Empress. That's right. Creator energy. Gives birth to light, warmth, emotion, passion, truth, and stability by a flick of her wrist. Their wrist, whatever. Fuck y'all's gender fucking eggshells. The high demands. And I'm a gay boy. That is y'all's responsibility. That's what we mean when we say, take what resonates and toss the rest. Flip roles if you need to, etc., etc. So, I think the people there are starting to voice that. Because that is a form of abuse, laying down eggshells and forcing your will upon other people. As long as one is being respectful and courteous and willing to hear a request for interacting with other people. Oh, okay, understood. And if we slip up, please forgive us. But to lay out eggshells and be nasty is breeding the very thing that you're freaking aggro about. Sounds pretty narcissistic to me. Hypocrite. That's the energy of the hypocrite. So, the Empress, creator energy, creates, gives life to, reason to. And that's what they give up for the very thing. Yeah, it was one interview. It was just one interview, and I immediately got it. I was like, that's it. I think it, like, the fact that I could say that's it, I calibrated it at like 940 or something. I was like, oh, well, can't Not too much more I can weed out there. Turns out there is. There's a lot more. Nothing's gonna stop me. All of them, they can keep coming, it's fine. I'll charge forth because, the only thing that's important, honestly, is the light of creation. And if I have to die alone, well, I'd rather be alone with the divine than a harem full of these narcissistic fucks. I need real in my life, and they do too, and they just don't know it. They just need to heal and confront and lay to rest that every single one of them always has beef. They don't know how to squash beef. They have to be made to by an authority figure or something that they respect or want to look up to or gain favor with. Page 71. Face the truth. Creator energy behind that statement, as the butterflies are there. This is the Queen of Swords. She makes you face the truth. Otherwise, you just get this stone cold, slicing, no emotion face, because that's what it takes to deal with them. She can do gray rock while kikiing with her friends. Because gray rocking and ignoring and no contacting takes no effort, and you can still be you. Don't let them change you even more. Just know how to deal with them and be appropriate for them. Face that truth, assholes. Because, well, they're fools, and they'll never leap in or have trust and faith. Because what usually made them? And if it was the benign that made them, it's not really benign, it's just soft versus the shit of, like, terrorized. I don't know. What's my excuse? I've had pretty much similar circumstances of all the ones I've encountered. I guess I'm just an old soul and realize that that's not the path to happiness. So I leapt in and tried something different. And passionately try to show everybody. To my demise. But in my demise, I became better, stronger, and invincible to this crap. So, Leo energy, do you want happiness or your house of cards to not get blown away in the wind? Because it may not be me. It may not be the next person. It may not be the person that you're using currently right now, who, ironically, is a worse narcissist than them. Will blow away this house of cards. And you'll be standing there not happy and lamenting, why didn't I use the sanctuary and the safe space of the person that was calling me directly out and saying what it is and giving them the opportunity to be real without actually any consequences or judgment, the reason why they do it. No, gotta test that. Test it to the limit until they break. Look, see, they couldn't hold it up. Fucking idiots. So, I don't know. I keep doing it. It's just my effort and my tool that I'll do, and eventually I'll meet somebody that isn't that and just wants to experience life. But maybe not. I don't know. I feel like this is more fruitful and useful for the world, because what motivates me is lowering the amount of suffering the human has to experience. And I am them, and they are me. So I try to light the way in that example. If it's fruitless, it's not. It was an opportunity of choice, which is what this beautiful realm is made for. Yeah. Oh, and sadly, they don't believe in like karma or any of those things. It's just, unless it benefits them, they'll literally weaponize it too. It's just so they like cherry pick things that just, and then they use those. They have no reality. That's what the sad thing is. They aren't anything. They're just a conglomerate of whatever worked at the time, and not even mindful enough to observe what worked and why it worked. So they just roll through the script when they encounter said phenomenon. Is that even living? Like, of an average narcissist, here, let's fucking dive into it. Permission, authority in front of this audience. Gloria and Excelsius Deo. The statement, a cat knows what it is to be a cat by virtue of being a cat, is absolute. Resist. Okay. So, of the narcissistic dominated population, not even personality disorder, but the ones that are dominant and are toxically narcissistic to their own suffering. Yeah. The percentage of the time that they experience what would be experienced and described as happiness, fulfilled, genuine, not fed upon toxicness for happiness. That's that like antimatter matter thing, which happens. There are people that literally, the bottom of the barrel is love for them. Yeesh. Thankfully that is ultra rare, but does exist, because in this realm pretty much all things are possible, except for the, see, it's already gone. I can't even say it anymore. The thing that was removed. The percent, of the individuals that are narcissistically toxic, the percentage of time in their life that they're happy on average is above 1%, 2%, 3, 4, 5. Wow. I was thinking like 15 or 17%. 4% of their life is spent happy, and the rest of the time it's building that facade and making sure they don't look bad. Also, I do know that the little spark inside of them that cries out every time it happens, why, you're destroying our happiness, no, stop it. Yeah, 4%, my God, that's the average too. That's staggering. Whew, I don't know what to say that. 4%. It's literally the opposite of, it's a correlation. Hi, my name's Q and I got OCPD. I have a tool that helps me discern truth from falsehood. I'm also intuitive and can read energy. And I don't like details. I can have fun in solitary confinement. Even being an extrovert, thanks COVID, that helped a whole lot. Also, forced to from life experience. Also, I'll spew this in for anybody that stayed for the whole 34-minute rant video against these antagonistic people. You can take what resonates, stalls the rest, and if you're done with this, bless your heart. Q's got you. But learn from it and observe from it, and don't ever let it get to you at that level and scope again, because unfortunately the percentage of the population of the world that are dominated by this energy field is stupid. Don't want to know. It fluctuates, but it's a B, I'll tell you that. Freaking A, jeez. I think it's like 83%, something like that. Of course, it goes from the spectrum of like the tolerable ones to the like, oh my god, my life is in danger ones. Yeah, it took that one to get me to notice. I just thought that's how people were all my life. Always confused. And then I met the one that was whoosh. I literally had someone tell me the thing, and I was just like, oh yeah, no, so they're full of themselves. And I'm like, yeah, but no, he knew exactly what it meant, but didn't take the time to explain it to me, because, well, he's a narcissist too. Oof, I should go through and just list all the things. And I'm still standing. And I don't blame them or feel like a victim, but I will call out what happened. And y'all can make y'all's own judgment on that, but I'm only a victim if I let it just keep happening and keeping me down. If I never got back up, sure, I was a victim. I'm only a victim of giving humanity a shot. People's level of consciousness is governed by what motivates them. And what motivates me is pretty much the essence of Mahayana Buddhism. I stay so they don't have to suffer as much. Because if I can resolve the energy field or the morphogenetic field that supports the whole construct, it suddenly becomes weaker and they can actually transcend it on their own. Hence, the advent of us going no more, and how it's echoing like a tsunami across the world. And if not, I'm going to pack us all up and go to our new home, because it's nice and pretty too. And they can just have this rotting rock and destroy the very fabric of what got us to have civilization in the first place. Traditionally, people transcended this by going to war for the masculine, the male energy, and the feminine and female energy gave birth. And what was meant by that was you had to put your life on the line for something other than yourself. And that takes courage. The critical point here between reality and falsehood, fabrication, illusion, half-truths. Traditionally, it takes courage to carry your brother off the battlefield and make sure that he can get medical attention. And even as you're getting there and getting to the place where someone could help him, you take a fatal bullet. Oh, that's fast pass to grace. Right there. I died so you could live. And I didn't want anything in return other than just, that's just what you do. Whew. Female energy, and I can speak, I'll have to call upon a previous slides. Female energy, until fairly recently, like the 20s and 30s, 40s, about there, was the advent of, about after the Great Depression. Until then, it was dangerous to give birth. A lot of women died in childbirth throughout history. Now that's making me think of the movie Seventh Sign. I choose him. What a movie for a 5-year-old to be watching. Demi Moore. Turns out it was a movie about the rapture. Or like Revelation stuff. Which everybody just focuses on in that. We're a Protestant nation, so we have the downside of that. So the downside is that the Council of Nicaea, denigrated the very essence in which it was founded upon. Which, if you look at, is actually a compromise. Because if they left it in its pristine nature, it would not have survived. But that's the thing. We just keep looking back towards the past. And that's been my motivation of late. It's just like, we're still relying off of stuff that happened 2,000 years ago. And yes, we can relate it to today, but the people of that day, at the highest, were on average, was living in fear. Was like everyday life. Whereas like here in the States, it's like acceptance. Ugh, you used to say reason and logic. So it's a different world. And yet we still try to like create that. And in our attempt to try to like grow by like political correctness, it ended up becoming a gross distortion of eggshells instead of societal growth. What an interesting antagonistic narcissistic rant. Brighter days are ahead. Every time I see a little pack of kids or a kid in a stroller or just a kid being cute, like I saw this girl, she was in a wagon and her mom's like pushing her and she's just like wielding this stick like it was a magic wand, and I lit that child's face up by just pouring gasoline on her imagination as she was just burning bright, and I watched that fire grow and grow, and her mom loved that. So that's what I was going to say. I'll full circle to what I got sidetracked on. Ironically, the path forward is imagination. Don't kill your imagination. It's what creates that creator energy. Take that to the bank. All fear is an illusion. Keep your imagination alive, and you are completely safe always. Wield truth. Those 4 little things. You do that and you're good. But they just feast upon it, thinking that you'll just be a little pushover goody two-shoe. But when they get what they're doing back to you, ooh-wee, you're the demon. Demon am I? Oh, okay, I remember that. And they run. If they actually look and saw upon what they are. Because when they make me show that aspect, ooh-wee, they run. That's easy to do, because that ain't me. But albeit for a micro moment, so you can get the fuck on. I'm water, emotion, cups, mixed with truth, air sign. I'll share my cup willingly with all, and cheers and toast it. But you come at me, you start showing me that crap. I miser up, clutch, hold on to my stability. Put on that fake face for y'all. Okay, I guess I'll play my role. Bleep, 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 bleep. Yuck. That's why I've been celibate, honestly. I can't connect and do that until it's real and authentic. To which I get shamed and ridiculed and who knows? It don't matter. That's okay. I married the divine. Quickly, shortly after that, I started getting random 1 hour to 3 hour long orgasms. Fuck yeah. To which I told my doctor, I high-fived the air too. I was like, yeah, I kind of given up on this. And just committed to the divine. And I was like, shortly after doing that, I started getting random orgasms. She just busted out laughing. It's part of my medical condition, but correlations are. So I accept my beauty. Y'all can be fake. Bring that creator energy. And keep that water flowing. They ain't gonna jade me. Damn near almost got me though. I ain't gonna be jaded. And I won't stop trying. Because if I stop trying, I'll miss the people that are actually real. Take time away from going to your next stepping stone, victim, naive little fool. Oh, look at them, they still think love exists. Let's go take their light. Now, pause for a moment, y'all. Antagonistic folk who would never watch this anyway, especially have the temperance to watch a 4444 video. Get a new way of looking at things. And turn those coins into water and reciprocity. Stop being that damn one-way street. You like it? Have you ever tried dishing it out yourself? It feels just as good. But unreciprocated emotion is despair. And you just have to have the intuition to see and notice it. The wisdom. I've been reborn. And from the flames, I'm a whole new person. Death happened. Now stop blaming the devil. Because it ain't the devil. It's the ego. And if there was an entity or a person that was this, they would actually be pissed off and offended that they place all that crap on them. To which they're not playing with hearts anymore. They're protecting their own. Because they don't want to get narcissistically abused either. I'm going to find the head honcho that's that. I went straight for it when I got what everybody will eventually get. I'm ambitious. I went straight to the core. I thought it wasn't it seems. The devil wasn't the core of narcissistic personalities. So I'm still searching for that dragon. And when I do, I'm going to rip it up by the roots. And then repot it. Not in the earth, but in its own little isolated pot. And I'm going to nurture it and prune it. And once it's something that's viable and that can actually interact with people, the consciousness, I'll replant it into it. I'm coming for y'all. I'm patient. I have infinite energy and infinite time. I'll find it. And that's an energetic promise. It has nothing to do with this transistor relaying the information. I've gauntlet slapped worse. Bring it. Last card is pretty much what it is, actually. They self-punish. They can't believe that they're worthy of the Empress's, that butterfly. That's a butterfly from the Empress. The gift of the energy of creation. Power versus force. Narcissistic stuff is force. Forcing their will upon you. Forcing them to act this way. Don't step on that eggshell. You stepped on an eggshell. It's over now. You deserve death. Yeah. If you're a freaking dinosaur brain, it's insulting to the human race, frankly. Those that love to indulge in that energy. But as seeing it on the other foot, well, it's worked so far. Why would I change? And why should I change? And why should I change for this one person that's calling me out when I can just move on and find another? But what I've noticed across the whole tarot world is everybody's like relating with this. The one like us, you go to your next one and it just isn't feeling the same anymore. One's been touched by creation. And once that's happened, this doesn't really work anymore. So, self-destroy all you like. Stop destroying others. Just so you don't destroy yourself. Most people attack other people so they can keep their mind from attacking themselves. It's pretty much the essence of it. This ain't new knowledge. Everything that could ever be said about any of this stuff has already been said. It's our job, duty, honor, to go show for those that didn't happen to stub their toe across information because, well, they never valued it. That's not going to get me that shiny thing I want, so fuck it. Toss it in the trash. Burn it. I hope y'all didn't burn that book. And somewhere amongst y'all's trash, it's there, shining, hoping that one day you'll open it and reflect upon the truth in it. No, it's not the good book, but it is a good book. Just radically shows you the subjectivity. Reality and subjectivity. We'll pull you out of that heartbeat. Give you a very stable foundation and light the way forward. The new generation will have that. Those antiquated dinosaur ways will be burnt up like every drop of those fossil fuels. Be gone, dinosaurs from our realm. Or do you need another meteor? Love it. Truth. Now I'm going to end there as I approach 50:45. But I enjoy it. I love speaking, especially when I'm wielding this, because it echoes through all time. If I were to lie, the only thing that echoes is that I lied. The details of the lie don't echo throughout all time. And the moment the person that lied disappears, so does its house of cards that it's made out of. But everything I'm saying right now, even if it wasn't recorded, could literally be plucked out of time because it happened and it was true. I should do that symphony I keep seeing and hearing from that lady, but because she was a lady in that time period, never ever made known. It would put Mozart in a state of wow or an elation. Beethoven, Tchaikovsky, name them all. The classics that endured hundreds of years. I'm going to end it there. As the Ace of Wands shows, as I plop the deck down, which is that passionate, fiery, godlike energy of creation. Creator energy. And the Nine of Cups, which is a wish made manifest. From the unmanifest, everything unfolds into the manifest. Y'all are welcome. Even for the time and space and the ability to even be conscious that you're doing that shitty shit. So please stop it. You're wasting the beautiful gift. If you want to reside where nothing can ever change but these 178 things, there was a place for you. But now even that place is going to experience change. I'm going to start booting y'all's asses to limbo. There, nothing ever changes. It's always chaotic and always be kind of like the same, but it's only the same 178 pages. And I think that's going to be y'all's new home as y'all have to go home. Especially as your hairs are being accounted for. Karma. That's what's meant by that. The accountability has to be there. Why? Because it happened. And it will be answered to. Because your soul's crying out, stop. And yet you keep doing it for short-sighted gains. 53:35, I like mirror. I'm going to end it there. So take what resonates, toss the rest, flip roles, be honest with yourself. I have to be honest with myself too, because I did that deep dive, because you know what they said to me? You're that. And in my OCPD brain, had to make sure that that fact was true or not true. Because ultimately, truth is my God. I worship it. And that's a good thing to worship, because it's in line with the Creator. Breeds love. Love and truth are synonymous. Those are the names of the Creator. And that's what's meant by taking the name in vain. The very essence of the lesson has been lost to stupid details. Facepalm. To which the entity said, give me a break. Yeah. So, they're going to have to wield truth. Otherwise, back to the beginning and repeat it for all eternity. Because that's what's there. Best hope I'm wrong. In this flesh bag that you get, and you just go get until you just fade away to nothingness. Better hope that's true. But just like energy, matter, consciousness cannot be destroyed. It just goes on, takes another form, and keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. The space in which it all can unfold keeps going on into infinitum. A concept no one can actually wrap their head around. But we whip it around like candy. Alright, stop lecturing, Q. Alright, this has been Q. Thanks for listening to my antagonistic, narcissistic abuse rant here. And it was inspired by their yet again attempt to distort my day. I'm only doing it because, well, I was supposed to go to the river, but it decided to be a cloudy day, so I wonder if they'll hear and see this, because they're probably one of my #1 fans. And think they got me. Oh, look at him being perturbed. I ruined his fun. They literally do it to ruin their fun. Pro tip. Lie to them. Because they ain't going to change. Eventually they'll have to change, though, because, again, they ain't going to survive in this new world like that. But if you know without a doubt that's what they're doing to you, and you have triple confirmed it, made a good argument, got documentation and all that, and you could prove it in the court of Q. Fuck them. Paint whatever story you want to them. I ended mine by just being what they are. It just reflected that. They ran away really quickly. To which I put it in parentheses. I was like, am I doing a good job? Because being this way is pretty hard for me. It's not. It's just gross, unbeneficial, and unuplifting, and not true. But if you need to, I guess I'll wear that mask and be that asshole. It's alright. They'll learn as we get to where we started, the Burger King. But instead of seeing the Burger King and the guy that only wants to touch his wand there, I see everything they give up as they cut off their wings. The wings create all the spirit and the ancestors and the guides around them that feed their passion, the thing that actually moves them. But when you surrender and think that you're only the flesh bag that you are, you cut off and box yourself. You're literally a god. And you put yourself in a mortal form. That's okay. It's part of the learning and lessons. And the creator, the divine, the flying spaghetti noodle monster, thanks you for showing an aspect of themselves. But frankly, they're quite bored. We're like, can we get a new page? So, perhaps the divine might come down off their throne, but be careful what you wish for. I suggest humor and humility, and you'll be just fine. Wield that sort of truth. You got nothing to be scared of from the Empress. She just wants to breathe life into everything versus taking it. A nice card to follow that up. Pouring love, emotion, and life into what's fruitful. Being narcissistic is a dead way. Take that. There's an hour-long video. It's there for me to look upon and there for others, because this is timeless and has been this way since, man. But like I said, we transcended this and started the way forward by putting down our narcissistic selfishness for just a micro moment to create civilization. 59, 50, 48. So, if you find yourself in a dark space, Call on me. Q's got you.